All right, good evening, everyone. Um, Welcome back to the I.Write I.Research workshop series, ninth, the ninth session for the research fundamental series, and also the third session on our research and career development series. It is Friday, and we do hold these classes and sessions every Friday, 7 o'clock. And thank you very much for making time to attend this very great one. My name is Lingedan Joshua, and I will be hosting the session for tonight. Now, if you have been with us from the beginning, you would know that every Friday we gather to talk about things that matter. Something that moves you forward as a student, as a researcher, and as a professional. We talk about some of these things critically, and tonight is no longer different. Before I introduce our speaker, let me ask you something. According to studies, do you know that studies have shown critically that people with mentors are promoted 5 times more than those without mentors? That mentored students are more likely to complete their degrees, publish research, and pursue postgraduate education. Mentorship accelerates our growth. It collapses the learning curve that would otherwise have taken you years to climb on your own. It gives you access to networks, to knowledge, to opportunities that are simply not available to others who work alone. And perhaps most importantly, it gives you someone who believes in your potential before you fully believe in it yourself. These are not small things. These are career defining, life changing things and opportunities. Yet, again, most students never intentionally seek a mentor. They wait, they assume it will happen naturally. Tonight, we are going to change that. But before then, I'd like to quote from a letter Isaac Newton sent to Robert Hooke in 1675. And part of that letter, it says, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Our speaker tonight is no stranger to this space. He has sat in this space before as a host, as a contributor, and as a speaker. And tonight he returned back as a speaker for the session. He has been around from the very ground up of I.Write I.Research. Tonight, Simon Benjamin will step forward as a speaker, bringing in something very personal, a topic he doesn't just know theoretically, but one he has lived with, the power of mentorship. I'd like to introduce Simon Benjamin. The floor is yours. All right, thank you very much. Ben is back, so he would have the floor anytime from now.
Okay, can I start?
Oh yes, Dr. Ben. Yeah, you can. I'd initially got on with the instruction when your
Oh,
network boots you out, so you have the floor.
okay, so sorry for that whole incident that happened. Let me go ahead and share my screen immediately. Please help me confirm if you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen. You can proceed.
Okay, thank you very much. So good evening, everyone. Like Hendrix introduced earlier, my name is Benjamin Anongo, and on this series today, we will be I'll be teaching on the power of mentorship, a guide to finding and benefiting from a mentor. All right. So um, before I start, there is something I found here by Bishop David Oyedepo. He said that mentors are the ladders that we climb to the top. Without a mentor, you have no ladder, and then without a ladder, you have no access to the top. Your access to the top will remain a daydream, right? Um, I have discovered something that every gift, talent you have in your life or in this life needs mentorship for that particular gift or talent to be effective. That gift needs mentorship. All right. And what mentors do is that they save you from having to learn from experience, right? It is often said that experience is the best teacher, right? But I argue I with that statement. I don't completely I agree with that statement, um, because as valuable as experience is, it often leaves you with scars, right? You must not learn from experience because there are some experiences that if you go through, you may make some kind of costly mistakes that it will be hard, or it will even take the mercy of God for you to recover from that kind of. Let me give you an instance. Let's say, for instance, a student who comes to the university, and then that student wants to learn virtually everything from experience. That student doesn't want to ask anybody any question. That student doesn't want to try to seek out for advice on what to do in that or in that student's department, right? The student may learn from experience, but then the student may make costly mistakes that by the time the person is discovering that, oh, I have made this kind of mistakes, it will be difficult for that person to recover. The person may make such mistake as maybe failing some courses, getting D's in some courses and all that. And you by the time you discover or you get to maybe final year or 300 level, for instance, you can't change those mistakes. You can't change those grade as a result of making some kind of mistakes. All right. Well, that's just an instance. All right. So mentors save you from having to learn from or having to learn through experience. Right. So what is mentorship? Mentorship is a developmental relationship between two individuals, a mentor who is more experienced, and then a mentee, right, who seeks to learn and grow. All right. So this is a kind of relationship that happens between two people. The other person who is called a mentor is more experienced, and then the mentee is the other person who seeks to learn and grow, right, under the mentor. This is a relationship that is built on commitment. This relationship is built on respect. This relationship is built on you know on trust. right? So the mentor is someone there who offers uh, guidance, who offers perspective to help you reach your goals and then overcome some kind of obstacles. Someone who offers advice as well, right? So there are different forms of mentorship. I listed here. We have what is known as formal mentorship. This is a structured mentorship. Let's say, for instance, in a structured system like the university, all right, students are paired with faculty members. Students are paired with lecturers, especially during final year for their project. That is a structured kind of, mentorship where automatically, because you are in a structured system like university, you are paired with a mentor. So in the university system, that is your first kind of mentorship, right? Then we have informal mentorship. This is basically, when somebody, for instance, piques interest in your work over time, right? Through conversations. Let's say, for instance, your lecturer pick interest in you, maybe as a result of seeing that, oh, this guy or this student is consistent in class. He asks questions in class. He's good. He's bold. He's confident, and the lecturer picks interest in you, right? That is an informal kind of mentorship. Then we have peer mentorship. You know, when you talk of mentorship, people feel that it has to be someone who is always, or someone who is at the top, who has, who is very influential. But then it's not always so, right? Your own peer can also mentor you. So mentorship doesn't have to be from the top to down. A fellow schoolmate in the university who is a year ahead of you can mentor you through some specific challenges. I personally benefited from that kind of mentorship a lot because it's what I usually do very well. Then we have reverse mentorship. In this case, a younger person mentoring a senior person, somebody who is much more younger, mentoring somebody who is maybe much an early person. Let's say, for instance, you're much younger, but then you knew some kind of stuffs, maybe new trends or how to use a particular software, and then you try to you somebody who is elderly or older than you reaches out to you, and then you mentor that person, you teach that person how to use that particular tool or a trend. It's called mentorship reverse mentorship. So what is the value of mentorship? What is the value of mentorship, one may ask? Number one here is knowledge transfer. Mentors are people who have valuable experience. They have insights to share. These are people who have, there is, I would say that, in life, there is really nothing you want to achieve or become in this life that someone have not become or achieved that in. That is mean saying indirectly that there is really nothing new. You you aspire to become something. You aspire to become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or whatsoever. People have become that thing whatsoever. So one of the value of mentorship is knowledge transfer from people who are, you know, well experienced. They can help you to avoid some common pitfalls and then make informed decision. This point links to what I said earlier, that mentors save you from having to learn um, everything through experience. They help you from you not learning everything through experience, right? So if there is a mistake they made before, right, as a result of you being under them, you won't make that same mistake. You won't fall into that same pit they fell into maybe before or previously, right? Number two, value of mentorship is networking, right? A mentor can introduce you to their network, that will help you, or that will open doors of opportunity and connections that you might have never had access to, right? I know a lecturer in my department who, um, I spoke about formal kind of mentorship, where in a structured program like a university, you are paired with a faculty member or a lecturer. And then I said that is your first kind of mentor. I know a lecturer in my department who took his project student to an event, right? A workshop. And those students, as a result of being under him, were privileged to, attend that event, listen to experts in the industry. And in that kind of an event, you may be opportune to meet different people who you also connect with, right? So that is what networking does, and it's one of the value of mentorship. Number three is boosting confidence. You know, knowing that you have a mentor who believes in you and knows your abilities can boost your confidence and motivation. Then accountability. Number four, accountability. Mentors can help you set goals and then hold you accountable, right? It's very, very important. A mentor who you're under is always asking you, there's this thing you're doing. Have you completed it? Have you completed that course? Have you finished reading that book? Right? So accountability is one of the value of mentorship, right? Please, can you guys hear me? Am I speaking to, hope I'm not speaking to myself here?
Absolutely, we can hear you, Dr. Ben. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you. So, finding the right mentor. Finding the right mentor. I spoke about the value of mentorship. And then how do you find the right mentor, that will benefit you according to your own, you know, plans, according to your goals and all of that. Number one, way of finding the right mentor is, number one is define your goals. Define your goals. What do you really want exactly? All right. Before you seek out to look for any mentor, right? Define your goals. Um, Define what you really hope to achieve through that mentorship, right? Not just you reaching out to somebody without you having a bearing, without you having a direction. Right? You look out to somebody who um, is doing what you want to do or what you so much admire, right? And then you define your own goals, you clarify your own goals, and then you reach out to the person. And this is number one thing that will help you to find a mentor who will help you, right, to achieve whatsoever plan or goal that you have for yourself. And number two is a very, very important point. Look within your network, right? I believe everybody who is on this call is a student, right? So, I said, start by looking within your existing network, including colleagues, friends, and acquaintances who might be willing to mentor you. You know, I once said something that your classmate, right? Your classmate who you sitting in the same class with can mentor you. I don't know if it's only me that look at it that way, but I personally have a mentor in my own class. This person is my friend. This person we sit in the same class, but then he's my mentor, right? Because he knows a lot of things that I am learning from him, right? So start by looking within your network. There are people in your class who know stuffs that you yourself you want to learn or you want to know, but probably because you may feel, oh, I mean, this guy, this the girl is my classmate. She doesn't really have what to teach me. But then I'm telling you today that your own classmate, your very, very close friend, a friend who maybe you're looking down on, can be your mentor, right? And number three is industry events and organizations. Attend industry events, conferences, or join professional organizations These are excellent places to meet potential mentors. In a school setting like this, if let's say for instance you're somebody who right from the beginning you've identified that you're somebody who is interested in let's say academia, right? One of the things you can be doing in school that will help you is maybe you attend things like inaugural lectures, you attend research workshops, you attend seminars by graduate students. You know, a lot of departments in this school, they host seminars where master students present, right? There are some kind of research workshops that different department holds in collaboration with the Department of Research and Development in the university here, right? These are some of the things that you can attend. You listen to people who are at the top, of people who have achieved or become what you want to become in life, speak, and you get to reach out to one or two, and then you that these are some of the places you get mentors, right? I have personally done that before. I think when I was in tunnel level, I attended the event and a research workshop in this school where a lecturer came in from the US. As at that time, a lot of the things the man was saying were like they were bigger than me. But like I caught something from that workshop that till today I am still running with it. Right. So number four is online platforms. Online platforms. You utilize online mentorship platforms and networks such as LinkedIn. This is very important. I don't know how many persons who are on this call that are not on LinkedIn. But then if you're here and then you're not on LinkedIn, please after this call, go to your Play Store and download LinkedIn and then register and create an account with them. I'm telling you, it is a professional platform where you meet a lot of people, a lot of experts in the industry or even in academia. Right. Number five, approach thoughtfully. You know, when you identify a potential mentor, you approach them thoughtfully. You express your admiration for their work, and then you explain why you believe their guidance will be so valuable to you. Right. Let's say, for instance, there is somebody you have been admiring. Maybe there is a lecturer, um, or an industry expert that you've been admiring. You've been following the person's footsteps, right? Online, or let me see, digital footsteps online, right? And then you so much love what the person is doing, you can thoughtfully reach out to that person or approach that person, right? And express your admiration for the person's work, and then you explain to the person's why you believe that the person's guidance and mentorship will be so valuable to you. I'm telling you, I have tried this kind of a thing before where I remember sometimes last year I reached out to a chemical engineer. I so much loved what he was doing. He he did something that I so much loved, and I wanted to also apply for the same program. And then I reached out to him, sent him a connection on LinkedIn, and then he accepted. And then we've been chatting. And then one day I requested for a 5 minutes call with him. I mean, I don't know him physically or anywhere. It's just online. We met on LinkedIn, and then he accepted. He told me to fix a date that is convenient for me, or rather, he gave me a date and he told me to fix a time that is convenient for me. And I told him, all right, I'll be available by 11 a.m. And then he scheduled a call for just 20 minutes, right? And then on that very day, he appeared and was waiting at exactly the time he was on the call. And we spoke. I asked him questions, and then I gained so much from that call. So this is what approaching somebody thoughtfully, somebody who you admire, can do. Right? People are really willing to help or even answer your questions. Right? So these are ways that you can find mentors. Right? These are ways that you can get the right people who will mentor you in whatsoever you want to or you're interested in. Right? So how do you make the most of mentorship? Making the most of mentorship, number one, set clear expectations. Set clear expectation. I was speaking about you setting goals. Setting clear expectations here. You define the goals and expectations of the mentorship from the beginning, right? This will ensure put the mentor and the mentee to be on the same page. And then if you have a mentor, or you want somebody, you are privileged to meet the person physically or one-on-one, right? And let's say you guys are together or you are in a meeting with the person, please listen attentively, or actively, right? Be an active listener, right? Be an active listener carefully, and absorb the wisdom and the insights that the person he shares, or the person is sharing, and be open to constructive criticisms, right? Be open to critiques. If there's any idea you pitch onto the person that, okay, this is what you want to do, be ready or be open for the person to criticize, right? Number three, be proactive. Take initiative in your own work or in your own group, and then ask questions, seek guidance, and then actively work on the goals that you have set. Number four is you respect their time. You respect their time. Be respectful to your mentor's time. Most of these people that you so much admire are very, very busy people. So when they take a few minutes of their time to reply your chat, right? Just to reply your chat, please, you appreciate them. If you happen to be on a meeting, or you schedule a meeting with them, and they accept to come, or they call you for a meeting, please be punctual, being it virtual meeting or a physical meeting, right? Then number five is you express gratitude. You don't forget to express your gratitude for your mentor support, right? You tell the person how grateful you are, despite the person's busy schedule. The person have taken out time um to to come and attend to you, to express um gratitude. All right. So when what happens when you don't have access to formal mentor? I've realized something, that mentorship can also come from um, there's something I call distance mentorship, right? There are some people who you may not get to meet physically. You can listen to such people through recorded tapes. You can read their books. You can follow their works online, on what they publish online. Because some of these people, let's say you're interested in what somebody is doing, and then that person is in Europe, or that person is in America, and then there's no way you can meet that person physically. You can follow the person's work um, closely online. You can read the person's books. You can listen to the person's podcast or recorded um, talks, and then you will gain a lot, a lot um, from there. So, um, as I conclude, I want to say something that I have discovered, that um, a life without mentorship is often a life that is filled with unfulfilled desires. Right? Let me say that again. That a life without mentorship is is a life that is filled with unfulfilled desires. Right? I also discovered something. Right? That the vital secret behind every exploit is you learning at the feet of giants in your field. This statement, I came across this statement um, um, by Bishop Oyedepo. It was Bishop Oyedepo who said, he said, the vital secret behind every exploit is learning at the feet of giant in your field. Right? There is, like I said earlier, there is really nothing you want to achieve or become in this life that someone have not um, become, or someone is not holding a baton for that. If there's any race you want to run in this life, somebody have already completed that race. The person is holding the baton. If you can look out for such persons, right, and you uncover their secrets, I'm telling you, you will surely get there. Right, you will surely get there. All right. So mentorship, I said, is a powerful tool for personal and professional growth. So finding the right mentor and fostering a meaningful mentorship relationship can open doors to opportunities, accelerate your learning curve, and then provide invaluable guidance. Right? I conclude with this statement that please, you don't live, even as a student, right? Don't live a mentorless life. Don't live a mentorless life. That is because if you live a mentorless life, um, you may not reach your full potential. You may not reach your full potential. This is very, very important. And then note that mentors are ladders that we climb to the top. Mentors are ladders that we climb to the top. So thank you very much. And this is the conclusion of our talk today. This is very brief. And if you have any question, you can ask. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Ben, for this very, it's a very concise, very brief, and yet very poignant, very impressive and remarkable class. Very good words as well, which you've quoted from remarkable people like Bishop David Oyedepo himself. So we appreciate your time for putting this together and accepting to come speak to us about mentorship. So this is time for questions. So we have Abraham hands up. So Abraham, you can unmute and speak. You can ask your questions if you have it.
Good evening, everyone. So, my question is about, I don't know, let me start it with a closure. Okay, when I was coming up, when I was coming up, I remember when I got my first job, one of my plans this year was to have investors. So I reach out to somebody who I know is very good at getting people. But so I told him that, okay, I want investors for my business. I want like this, I want like this. And I know that he's very good at this and he have idea and how to go about everything. He has the power. He's somebody that travels out of the country. He do lots of charity work. He's always up and down and stuff like that. But at the wrong run, during our conversation, I discovered something, a selfish motive, or let me say, I know that everybody that that you meet, I will not say everybody shall. Some people are genuine. Some people can just help you, but most people will want to take advantage of you, right? So at the wrong run, I discovered that, oh, there's a motive here, and this motive is not going to help me because at the wrong run, I might have the investors, I might have everything, but in the whole big picture, I will, I will, I will pay, like, it will take me long time paying for the cost. I don't know if you understand. So there's another person again that reach out to me and say that, okay, I love what you do. You're a young guy and I love your works and you do well. So I would like to invest in you. I would like to invest in you. At first, I turned down the offer because that is not the first person that have given me such offer. Because I know most of them come with a lot of consequences, especially when you are dealing with money. Then I I spoke to one or two people who related to me, and they were like, "Oh, um, since you have been having this offer from people, why don't you just try this one out?" And in the process of trying to try it out, I get to discover the same thing again. Selfish motive. A motive that you will not gain, but you work, you just be like monkey they walk, baboon they chop. You are going to work extra. You are going to pay extra. You are going to, sometimes the pay might be okay, but if anything should go wrong, it's all on your head. So when having mentors, right? Yeah, so the problem is it's easier said than done, but the big question is in a country like Nigeria, where some of us do not have a structure problem in terms of mentorship, but a capital problem. How are we going to go about getting genuine mentors that will help us grow, regardless of their own selfish reason? So that's my question.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. If I get you right, your question is how are you going to get mentors that will help you grow regardless of being selfish? The truth of the matter is, if you start building anything, right, especially as a young person, one of the things that you first of all come to, or you should know, is that you will get a lot of rejections, right? A lot of people, I've come to understand that from even business people and people who are even into charity and all of that. So you got to have this grit. And like I said, know that a lot of people will want to help. But then, like you said, you have discovered yourself that many people come with these selfish reasons, right? So I don't know if you have because one thing with mentorship is that you don't reach out to somebody when you let's say you yourself is completely um, ignorant. So you yourself got to know something a lot. And in this kind of a case, in this time and era, you need to have visibility. You post a lot about what you do, right? Because if you're reaching out to a mentor, for instance, maybe the person will want to see what you know. Okay, this guy is reaching out to me regarding this. What does he know? The person may want to even see your digital footprints. Maybe if you've been posting what you are doing, and the person may look at it, and the person may like, oh wow, this guy is actually going somewhere. I would like to work with him, and then by so doing, you may one day, yes, you will get a lot of people will who will maybe just come and they will not really want to help you. But then if you're consistent, I tell you the truth, you will surely get somebody who will really mentor you, and the person will be interested in you for real. And the person will help you, the person will hold your hand to make sure you get whatsoever you desire. Right. So that's what I have to say. I don't know if that's helpful, right? Are you guys still there?
Yes, we are here. We are here.
Uh, okay. So, all right. Okay, so before Audi comes up, let me chip into that. There was something very fundamental you mentioned, if I heard correctly. You you said you gave the scenario of Nigeria where structure is not a problem, but capital is a problem, and how to go about it. Uh, if you listen to Vusi Temukwayo, there's something he said. He said capital is always moving. Capital is finding the trusted hands to invest. So, which means that there are people much more around with capital to invest, but you just need to, like Ben has, mentioned, just proving on that, you have to show your digital footprint. People need to see your value. Relationships are about value, right? And most of the times, you would find people who are also selfish too, so when it comes to business, right? So it's about value. If you feel like someone is not giving you the proper values and aren't exchanging hands, then you have to do something about it. But on the issue of capital, there's always capital. Capital is always looking for hands, to exchange hands with. You just need to improve your footprint, improve your reputation, because people are always looking. Someone who wants to invest in you can go to the length of checking your digital footprint. If you have been in this world for more than 20 years, you can go as far back as when you first made your digital footprint, right? Because reputation matters. They need to be sure that they're investing in the right person, because capital and investment is about returns, right? So nobody would exchange hands of capitals with if they're not sure about the reputation of the person they're trying to invest in. So on the issues of capital, just improve trust, improve your digital footprint, build reputation and value, and ensure that the people who you are seeking these ordeals with, you're also giving them something in return, value. So it's about value and it's about relationships. So yeah, I'll do Oloche. You can unmute and seek rejoice on your question.
Okay, thank you very much, presenter, for that wonderful one. Ben, you did a great job. Sorry, I came in not too quite earlier. I had a commitment. I would want to ask this question. As a young person who has um foresight, who has dreams and ambitions, mentorship is a non-negotiable area that one needs to pay attention to. But I want to ask, since we have interest in a lot of things, you might have your focus might be probably in business. You might want to develop or build a business. And of course, you might want to look at somebody who has done the business already, who is doing it, or who has excelled in that space for mentorship. Now, I would want to know, is it possible for one to have more than one mentor per time? And also, can the mentorship one get span through every areas of life? Those are my two questions. I don't know if you got it right.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. That's a very good question. Yes, I would say a yes to that question, that it is possible for one to have um more than one mentor. And that's what you asked, right? Is it possible for one to have
More than one mentor per time.
yes, yes, I would say yes. It's possible for one to have one mentor per time, right? Because let's
You
say, for
mean
instance,
we should have one mentor per time, or it is possible, or it is advisable to have more than one per time?
well, that depends on your own goals, and then what you want to achieve, right? If you're someone who have different plans or different things that you want to achieve, then you can have more than one mentor per time, right? You cannot just say you want to be listening to just one person alone, right? Because
Mm.
you yourself have different plans, you have different things, so you're looking up to maybe one or two persons in those same areas, and then you're learning from all of them at the same time. And then the other question you said, please, can you reiterate that? I've escaped my mind already.
Okay, yes. The second question is, can this mentorship of a thing, can it span through every areas of life? Like now, we are currently students, and we hope to leviate or probably navigate into probably the corporate space, or a higher academic environment with time. So now, as we are pursuing that, we also have our spiritual life to cater for. We also have other areas of life we need to pay attention to. So my question is, at a stretch, can we have mentors in our academics or a corporate life space, and we also have mentors differently in probably our spiritual life? Then we'll have mentors separately in general or every other areas that you might think is important to you.
Okay, very good. I think this question and that first question you asked are almost similar. You cannot have one mentor who will spam across everything in your life. Like you rightly said, um, if you're somebody who's interested in academia, and then let's say, for instance, you're looking up to a professor in your department or maybe in another institution, that professor cannot be mentoring you maybe in the spiritual aspect. So you need a spiritual mentor, probably your pastor, right? Somebody who you reach out to for some kind of advice when it comes to spiritual matters, when it comes to the dealings of God or the things of God, and all of that, right? So you cannot say you just want to have one mentor who will spam across all these areas. You need a spiritual mentor, a mentor who let's say you're somebody who is interested in the corporate life, in the industry and all of that. You still have different mentors, or a different mentor in that area. That is what I have to say for that particular question.
Okay, thank you. I'm clear.
You're welcome, sir.
All right. Anyone else has got questions? Okay, so I also like to acknowledge the presence of my very well respected senior colleague. Like Ben has said, you can have mentors even within your own peers, right? Those are lower mentors. You can have higher mentors too as well. Your friends can also be your mentors. Someone next to you knows something you don't know, right? And you could explore your value-based relationships in those areas. You learn from one another. So the CEO high colleague I was talking about was Uchenna Lois. She just joined the call. But yeah, we would like to acknowledge your presence and acknowledging everybody's presence here too as well. We always appreciate you all turning up for our sessions like this. It means a lot to us. Oloche, I can see your hand up. I don't know if you've got another question.
No question again. I'm good. I'm good.
All right then. Thank you very much. So Ben, I don't know. Do you have any more contributions before we call it a day? In the absence of any other
No.
question.
I don't have that's all that I have to say. And I guess we're running out of time, so we need to just try and round up so that we'll catch up with the next schedule that is up there.
All right then. So thank you very much, Dr. Ben Zahiman. That was truly a very remarkable and session worth showing up for everyone here. Thank you very much. We started by asking a simple question: what is mentorship? And what became clear was that mentorship is not a favor. It is not a luxury that it is reserved for the well connected, like we see today in Nigeria. We call it connection. It is, I call it a deliberate, purposeful relationship that is built on trust, that is built on respect, and a shared commitment to growth. We learn that as we value mentors, they go far beyond length and breadth to seek opportunities for us because of building a reputation that seeks perfectly with the opportunities they seek us out well for. Mentors gives you perspective when you are too close to your own situation to see clearly. They give you accountability when your motivation runs dry. This afternoon, when I return back, I think, yeah, this evening when I return back home, someone called me, someone who I had been mentoring when I was, a mentor in HNG. She just informed me that she has gotten the job and the test which I guided her through. She was emailed today that she passed the test, and she's getting paid very big time. But I appreciate her tenacity. Above all, she has remained relentless with seeking efforts and learning. And this very great effort is what gives mentors the hope to continually invest in time in you. Right. So, like I said, they give you accountability when your motivation runs dry. They give you access to rooms, to people, to opportunities. In the first place, ordinarily you wouldn't be allowed to enter. And we talk about finding the right mentor. So as you leave tonight, I want you to do just one thing. One thing. Think of one person. It can be a lecturer, it can be your friend, a senior colleague, one professional in your field, and make the right decision today to reach out to that person before the week runs out. In fact, the week is running out already, right? It can be next month, it can be this week, it can be anytime. But just be committed to doing just that one thing. Your next level may be one conversation away, like Ben has told us. In fact, Ben has reached out to three high level people that I know, one in the US, two chemical engineers, one a student from Mina, and one a graduate from a petroleum engineer. He's a graduate, I've forgotten the institution. And this space is very much wide open to everyone on LinkedIn. You have to sign up on LinkedIn, connect with professionals in your field. And yeah, that's it. So your next level may be one conversation away. So thank you everyone for being a part of this session, session 09, and the third session on our research and career development. I.Write I.Research workshop series. We'll see you next week Friday, same time, same station, Google Meet. With same energy too as well. Good night everyone. Thank you for joining.